Hi there, so in this video let's cover all of the available analytics and released, how you add them, how they work, and to illustrate this I'm going to use this example report from a Norwegian cruise company. So here's how it works. As you'll know, you have the toolbar at the side of the report and all of the charts and graphs live in the evaluation widget. Now before we start I should say that in this report we've already added online coverage. We pasted all the links into the online coverage widget, and there's also another widget at the bottom for social posts. So the coverage already has to be in there. So to add the charts and graphs, I'm going to go to the evaluation widget and add one of those. Now you can add as many as you like. You can separate the charts out into different widgets. You can put them anywhere you like on the page. And at the end, I'm going to show you how you can actually focus the data on specific sections. But for now, let's just create one widget and open it up like so. Here's how it works. So you have all of the available different charts and graphs here for online coverage. And then you have the same thing for social posts. Now let's go through them one by one. Online coverage views shows you the total number of coverage views and whether they were achieved on the website or scrolling through social feeds. Online coverage over time, pretty evident. The spread of domain authority across all of the websites that published your coverage. Which platforms that your online coverage was shared to. If your coverage has landed on Facebook, how are people reacting to it in the Facebook feed? Do they love it? Are they happy? Do they like it? Or are they angry or upset? Now we've got mentions, how many times your brand was mentioned. Sentiment, which measures sentiment positive, negative, or neutral, but not based on the article, based on the specific brand that we're going to tell it in a moment. So it's much more accurate and useful. Prominence tells you, okay, well, we first mention in the headline of our coverage generally, the top, middle, or buried at the bottom, which is good for evidencing brand visibility. Perception uses AI to determine how the average reader would likely think about or perceive your brand based on the coverage you add to this report. It's a bit like a survey or a focus group without the cost or time expense. Brand recall score is based on things like mentions, prominence, and sentiment. It gives you a score out of 100 on how memorable you've made your brand based on the coverage that has been added to a report. Key message penetration, which we'll add in a moment. You add your key messages and it uses AI to hunt for evidence across your coverage that those key messages are being communicated. Spokesperson quotes, this is where you paste in your quotes that you might find in your press release and it detects their presence across your coverage. Backlinks, if you tell it the link, it will tell you how many times that link has been included in coverage. So those are the online coverage charts. We're going to add those in a second. And then you've also got things like social posts by platform, social posts over time, by reach, where your likes have come from, comments, shares, and which platform has given you the most views. So we're just going to throw them into the widget now. And that's done. So I'm going to scroll up to the top. So you can see it's immediately done the evaluation on online coverage views, coverage over time, the spread of domain authority, social engagements, and Facebook reactions. When we get to mentions, sentiment, prominence, perception, and recall, it's asking for brand keywords. So what is a brand keyword? Brand keyword is the name of your, if you're an agency, a client, but if you're in-house, your brand. It can also be a campaign, product, service, event, anything that you are actually PRing, the thing that you're tracking in your media relations. So let's add a brand keyword. Now you can add them here, just type in the name of the brand, or you can save them to this sidebar, which we're going to do now. So I'm going to add the name of the cruise company, and also I'm going to add the country as well, just to compare two things in the same report. Now when I click save, it's going to say, do you want to use those same brand keywords in all of the charts? And you say, yes, please. Right, so now we've prepared most of the charts, but there is one other chart we have added that needs a bit more of a special treatment, and that's key messages. Key messages need to be formatted in a specific way, They need to basically include the brand keyword. Without that, for example, if you just put the word like innovation in, it doesn't really know what it's looking for. So if I go to recent key messages here, got a couple of examples. Hurtigruten, which is the name of the cruise company, offers a unique experience to tourists, and Hurtigruten is environmentally conscious. So these are concise, pretty simple, clear messages. You can add up to 5 that you want to track. And I can add more in here. That's it. Now we've prepared the widget, we can click save, and it will then go off and do the analysis. Might take a few minutes if you've got a lot of coverage, but that's now complete. Let's have a look at what it's done. So, mentions, you can see that the brand name's being mentioned more than the country. Sentiment is uniformly positive. Prominence, you can see that the brand name is appearing vast majority of the time in the headline, which is great to see. Perception, it's being perceived as adventurous, scenic, authentic, unique, and innovative. Whereas if we compare that with Norway, beautiful, remote, supportive, innovative, and adventurous. So the more coverage you add, the more accurate it will be. But you can see that you can compare different brand keywords in the same report. Brand recall, what's more memorable out of the two, the country or the brand? The brand is coming across very, very strongly, which is good to see for the PR team. Key messages, you can see the key message about offering a unique experience is coming across slightly more prominently than being environmentally conscious. And now we move on to the social post analytics. You can see it's mapping which platforms your posts come from over time, and again the reach, likes, comments, and which platform has provided the most shares and views. So those are the charts. Hopefully that makes sense. But you've actually got another option as well. You can visualize all of this data and more in the summary metrics widget, which I'll add now. So this essentially gives you data point in the form of figures. You can see it's split into all the different types of coverage that are available in the platform. First of all, you've got the grand totals. And the way that you add these is you simply click the tiles you want. If we move down to the online coverage section, you can see it's got totals in terms of pieces of online coverage, reach, coverage views, average domain authority, social engagements. As we scroll down here, all of those analytics we've been through, including recall, prominence, mentions, sentiment, key message penetration, are all available and can be added in this widget too. And then we've got our really popular attention measurement. So attention earned tells you how many hours of focused attention your online coverage achieved. Attention cost estimate, which is available in different currencies, tells you if you were to purchase this same amount of attention using digital ads, what would you need to spend on the ads themselves? Obviously, the beauty of PR and earned media is that there is no media spend. As we scroll down to social posts, you can see that we've got total social post figures, but also every platform is broken down on a granular level too. Explore the other metrics. They're pretty self-explanatory, but you can also build your own, like so. The way this works is you add your data, you add your description, you add an icon. You can also change the colors, and there's plenty of other options to explore in the sidebar. So in summary, we've added our coverage, we've picked our charts, and we've selected our metrics. There's one more advanced feature that is really useful, and it involves getting detailed analysis for specific sections within your report. It's really easy to do. So here, purely by example, we've split the page into domestic coverage and international coverage. And you can see that the data here and here only relates to this widget. How is that done? Well, in these widgets, you'll see in the sidebar a little filter. You simply click the name of the widget that you want it to analyze. And as you can see, if I include more, these numbers change. It is that simple. What that means is you need to label your widgets properly. And the way you do that is you give it a title here. That's basically it. So again, in summary, evaluation widget is where all of the charts and graphs live. Summary metric widget is where the KPIs are. And you can filter by different widgets. I hope that's been useful. Do let me know if you have any questions. And thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.